Okay, guys, so there's a new K drama on the block. It is a historical K drama, with all this king and queen and stuff like that. So it is showing on TVN and it is titled The Queen Who Crowns. So far, so good. I've been able to see episode 1 and 2. I've seen that it has about 12 episodes which are not yet out. So it's an ongoing K drama. And from what I'll be saying in this review, maybe you could give it a watch or maybe not. Now, let us get right into the review. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Like I said earlier, tonight I'll be reviewing a series, a K-drama series that is showing on TVN titled The Queen Who Crowns. So in episode 1, we start off with the coronation of the king and queen, and it happens that the queen is actually the main reason why this man is being crowned the king. Now this man in question, that is the new king, is a prince, right? And he had rebelled against his father, which led to him killing his brother. And at the end of the day, he is crowned the new king and his wife is the queen. So with the influence of his wife and his wife's powerful family, he was able to be crowned the king. So have it at the back of your mind that the reason why this guy is the king is because of his wife's influence and her being able to mobilize her family to help him become the king. And then he had killed his brother in the process and emerged the king. And also the killing of his brother also caused like hatred between him and his father. His father hated him and had left the palace, I think, and was plotting a revenge against him. So my problem with this particular plot or story or movie, whatever, is that we don't have a backstory yet. I believe that as we go, they're going to show us what happened. Typical of K-dramas, they're going to show us how everything connects together. But just starting it like that and them just throwing us under the bus, just letting us figure things out is kind of tiring. But you need a little patience with these K-dramas because at the end of the day it's going to make sense. But then the backstory, like I said, there's no backstory. We don't really know exactly what's rebellion, what's actually happened between him and his brother. We just kept seeing flashbacks of him killing his brother and that was it. But just know that the queen is responsible for him becoming the king. So almost immediately into this movie, we saw a little bit of romance between the king and the queen, and I thought that, oh, I'm going to love these characters because it's clear that they probably loved each other. But that didn't seem to be the case because about 30 minutes into the movie, the rhythm has changed. The king has automatically changed into something else. It looked as if he loved the queen, and once he got power, he just decided to betray her and become something else. These people are making noise and I hate it. People should carry your nonsense and pass. I beg, let me do my review in peace. Rubbish. So I wouldn't really say that they gave us enough time to fall in love with the characters because right as we are starting, a lot is already going on. A lot of subplots are coming up already. So I didn't really have enough time to like these characters so that maybe when something happens, I'll just hold on to that love I have for the characters and probably feel some kind of sympathy for them. I don't know. But yeah, I just know that the king might truly love the queen or maybe not. That's why I said they didn't really give us time to fall in love with these characters. So it's almost as if whatever is happening to the characters, you don't care because you don't like them enough. But let us not judge because we're still in the first and second episode, I guess. I'm not sure if episode 3 and 4 is out already. I'm going to check that right after this review. But like I said, we don't have enough time. We didn't have enough time in 1 and 2 to fall in love with these characters thoroughly. So on the side, we discover that the king has a son by another woman. And this woman used to be the servant of his mother when he was a prince. So, and the son is already like 4 years, 5 years old, six, around that age. So, it's been a while. And we just got to find out the queen feels betrayed, and it's like a slap on her face because this person is the queen, and out of nowhere you're telling her that you have a son outside, and without even asking for her permission or her consent or discussing it with her, you bring in this boy and the mother into the palace. What a slap on the goddamn face. What a betrayal. So one thing that you should note in this series, episode 1 and 2 at least, is that the king has this ego, has this, I don't know what to call it, this thing that men have. When their ego is bruised, they try to break you down, and they try to, I don't even know how to explain it. They try to humiliate you because they feel that you have trampled upon their ego. I think that is what happened here. The king himself has a very small ego, and I see him as a weakling because it's as if the queen calls the shots here. It's looking like the queen is the captain of this ship. He's looking like if you leave the throne to her, she can handle this kingdom without the king, like hands down. She's literally the main character. So what do you expect? So the queen is quite dominant and assertive, and she's very intelligent, and she has so much power. Her aura is out of the world, all right? But this king, on the other hand, feels threatened by the queen's intelligence, by her ability to have things under control. And it's not even like she's intentionally doing that. I think that is part of her personality. But this king feels threatened because she made everything possible. It's almost like she made him becoming king possible, and they were like equals because they had achieved these things together. They achieved the throne together, only for him to like feel threatened by her ability to do all these things, and then he switches us. Oh God, I'm going to bite my tongue. And then he switches it, and then he switches it up. And then he switches it up on the queen, and he's acting up. He's bringing his son and the mother into the palace. It's just something that he's doing to humiliate her and probably strip her of that equality, that feeling that they are equal. So he's like telling her, I am the king of this kingdom, and you are now my servants. And I mean, men will stain your white. They will stain it with everything. Once they see and in real life it happens like that. Once they see that you can do things by yourself, they try to break you down and make sure that they bring you to the point where you need them, even if you initially didn't need them at all in your life. So this queen is dominant, she's assertive, she has things under control, and this man feels threatened by her power. So he's trying to break her down by humiliating her, and emotionally, socially, by status, everything. He's spending time with concubines, with mistresses, and it's kind of a slap on, it's not even kind of, it's a big slap on the queen's face. It's an insult. He's humiliating her, and he's not even allowing her to have a say, because from the movie, from the way they were talking, it's as if the queen is supposed to have a say on who the king makes his concubine. So episode 1 is just them, setting the dynamics, showing us who is who. From there, the king and queen's relationship took a very sharp twist, a very sharp turn, and it turned sour real quick. So we already know who is who and what is happening and stuff like that. I like that because immediately we're thrown into action, no time to waste. You get? So in episode 2 is more centered around the women, the queen and the concubines of the king, because there is this the king's baby mama, and then there is this other lady, this young girl that the queen has saved as a child. She's a literal child. The queen has saved her because she was abandoned by her mother, and then the queen saved her, brought her to the palace, and she became the queen's servant. And now the king decided to take favor in her and, make her a concubine. So the queen now sends this lady or this girl out of her own palace. What do they call it? I beg. The queen sent this young lady that used to serve her to her own part of the palace or whatever. So if you become the king's concubine, you're not supposed to serve the queen anymore. You just have your own place. So she's no longer staying with the queen, and she's been given her own place and title, even though she is not a wife of the king. She's just a concubine. So this lady, this young girl, begs and pleads with the queen, telling her that she wants to stay, but the queen says no. So the king's baby mama now calls this other girl, trying to form an ally with her, something like that, trying to be against the queen. And she initially didn't accept it, but later, when the queen rejected her coming back to her own side to serve her, she now decided to start probably manipulating the king, and she told the king to visit her like twice in a month, something like that. So they made an agreement for the king for the king to visit her twice a month. Okay, so these two women are like working against this queen, trying to insult her. Since the king has already set the grounds for insult, they are quickly insulting her now. Do you understand that kind of thing? So that's basically what went around in episode 2. It just revolves around the inner palace politics of who gets the king, manipulating the king, and trying to overthrow the queen, I'm guessing, in episode 2. But towards the end of episode 2, the king's father, that is the former king, now invites the king for a ceremony, and it's as if he has something else planned out, maybe his revenge, which we did not get to see because episode 2 left us on a cliffhanger, which is very good, because if there was no cliffhanger, if it was just this woman, I probably would not go back for episode 3. So I'm looking forward to episode 3, and I think it's going to be a good series actually. So I'm not dropping it yet. I'm going to watch episode 3. If this sounds like what you want to watch, maybe you will give it a watch and see if you're going to go ahead with the series. That being said, this is the end of my review. Peace.